Have you been feeling like it's the end of an era in your life? I have. I've been hearing just the end of an era. It's the end of an era over and over again. This sort of feeling in the pit of my stomach and in my heart that just feels like it's a big closure. Like it's not just closure, which happens in the cycles of our lives all the time, but it's this bigger closure that has like a layered aspect to it. It's closure upon closure upon closure. When it builds and builds, as we release and let go constantly over time and allow ourselves to transform and evolve and grow, it's like eventually it comes to this big closing of the old, this end of an era. Then I discovered that this Aries full moon is 2 days before Pluto moves into Aquarius for the foreseeable future, and it's completely out of Capricorn where it's been for like 15 years. And I think back to 2008 and who I was as a person. Like, who were you as a person? Like, where were you? What were your perspectives on life at that point? What were your value systems? Who were your relationships with? What was the relationship with yourself? And I bet that you might even seem almost unrecognizable. I think we're the core of who we are our whole lives. It's natural to grow and change. So I'm Kristen. Welcome to this full moon in Aries reading with a Pluto goes into Aquarius for a long time twist to it. We're going to do a little bit of oracle. I'm going to start off with just an overall oracle card, an overall message, and then I have a spread that I'm going to do for you that I created, and we're going to layer animal cards on, then we're going to layer tarot on top of that, get a lot of messages there, and then I'm going to layer on some extra tarot to apply love to that. So you can think of that as the relational layer of the messages. So if you're just not wanting to hear about love, please, it obviously can apply to your work relations, to your friend relations, to your family relations. In fact, you may want to hear a love message and it turns out to be about your best friend or some person that you're having an issue with. And take it as it's meant to be. Take it as it's meant to be in flow. You also may be hearing these messages for someone else. So whatever doesn't make sense to you personally, it may be given to you to pass on to someone else at the right time. When you know it, you're like, oh yeah, this was this realization I had. This was this reflection that I had that made no sense to me, but oh, my mom sure needs that right now. So I hope that you will stick around to the end because I really appreciate you being here. Don't forget to subscribe. If you feel like being a part of the community, I would absolutely love that. Please give me a thumbs up if you're beginning to resonate at any time. I'm new on YouTube. It would mean the world to me and it would help me out, and it's something free that you can totally do that can help me grow. All right, here's an overall message. Poised. So what are you poised to do? What have you been in training to just jump into? What have you been training for? What have you been learning about your whole life? What have you been holding within you that maybe you haven't presented to the world, that you know is within yourself, that you know you want to give this, you want to present this, you know that you were born to do this, that even though you're an accountant, all the music that you played with your band for absolutely no money at all those bars is leading to this next thing that you really want, that you want to give, right? What are you poised and ready to do? What have you been in training for the last 15 years of your life that perhaps you didn't even know that you were in training for? What did you poise yourself for that maybe you left behind, or it didn't make sense to move forward with it at that time? Maybe there was disappointment involved with this. Maybe you were poised and ready and you really believed in a certain outcome of something, and it didn't happen. What's still there within you? A change in the wind. It is a change in the wind. We are at the end of an era. And it doesn't have to be a big, huge, dramatic thing. In fact, sometimes the soft, subtle, nuanced, small changes can really matter the most to us. How have you been changing over time, over a long period of time? Like maybe you haven't even noticed within yourself, and then all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, nobody in my friendship circle makes sense to me anymore. I don't even enjoy myself when I go out. I'm sick of the small talk. I want to have more depth in my life. What is it that you want to create? The change has already occurred in many ways. So it's like you're poised and ready for it. And now it's time to go for it. And you don't have to know what the plan is. As a matter of fact, being in the unknown can often be the space of the highest creation, of the most potent creation, because often we'll limit ourselves with what we're actually, if we try to make a plan on it, we'll limit ourselves. So maybe let there be an unfolding of things. Let people and situations and new environments present themselves to you. One more. New life. So this is perfect. You have changed. You have worked on yourself. You have initiated a new era of your life. And it's happening. It's absolutely happening. It doesn't have to be a big dramatic thud. This new life is almost like it's in front of you saying, hey, we're here. I'm here, over here. Just make the choice. Just say yes, and we'll do the rest. Life will do the rest for you. I mean, of course, there are always action steps to take and intentions and goals and all those things. And that will come naturally. That will be obvious. But how have you changed in the last 15 years? Give yourself credit. We don't notice it in ourselves. We notice it in our friends and our family and our coworkers, but often we just turn around and recognize that we've changed. You've changed in the most profound and intimate of ways. And if other people don't see it, it's not for them always to see it. It's for you to have that intimacy within yourself. And maybe it's not something that's so obvious like a job that changes, right? Or some big environment or a big move. Maybe it is, I've changed within myself and I want to do things differently. Part of Aquarius is community. It really wants to look at the whole, but it also wants to be unique and an individual. So my brother's an Aquarius, so I'm an Aquarius moon. So it's how can I experience belonging and community and find those places where I feel accepted, wanted, where I belong, where I can feel free to be myself, my unique self. I'm gonna crack out these animal cards. My cat is on top of on all of my tarot things and Here, go that way. All right. See, he wanted me by the animal cards, of course. Here he is back. This is Nico, guys. This is one of my twins. Mwah. All right, so we're going to look at in this spread, what are we coming in with? What are we letting go of? What lies beneath? What's the way ahead? And the integration, the coming into wholeness. So we'll start with the animals. So for this full moon in Aries, what do we need to know? What do the animals want to tell us? What do the animals in the medicine wheel that always teach us about receiving and how we can allow ourselves to receive? All right, so in the position of what we're coming in with, it is the peacock spirit. It is let it shine. So we're coming in with wanting to be ourselves. And what I'm hearing is let our freak flag shine. That's what I'm getting from this. I just want to be me. Let me be me. I'm sick of hiding. This is also sick of being nice. It's the amount of energy that it takes to put up this plastic personality or whatever, or to constantly be nice is almost like it's dragging you down. It's like you could put that energy into a creative endeavor or to a project at work or to your own personal self-care and take time to relax. It doesn't mean be mean to people or become a bully. But sometimes it's not always about constantly making up excuses for other people. Peacock wants you to, you're coming in with, here I am world. Like, okay, here I am in this new era of my life. I get to switch things up. I get to, it's put on whatever presentation to the world you want. Like, I want to wear different clothes now. I want to wear different makeup now. I want to start doing this completely different workout. I want to eat in this different way. I want to start this hobby. I want my outward way that I look to help manifest this internal and inside transformation, because seeing perhaps, oh, okay, I want to tone up a little bit, or I want to get a whole new different wardrobe. I want to wear red lipstick now. You know what I mean? It's doing these little things that kind of help push being more of ourselves. And because even if you don't like it, you know, you can switch it out. It's not about, this is what I'm switching for now and forever. This is like, I want to try something else. What are we letting go of? What are we letting go of? The rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. So we're telling me, Kristen, that I'm letting go of the lucky time. Now, I think this is saying that we're letting go of this attitude that good things never happen to me. I'm not lucky. We're letting go of, you know, I work and I never get a promotion, or no matter what I do, I can't get out of this stuck energy. This is also this thought pattern around, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. You know, other people get this, but I don't get that. Other people get this kind of relationship, but I don't get that. You know, other people get a break and I never get a break. It's letting that go. Rabbits are all about fertility. So it is about creation. It's time to give yourself permission to shine. Perhaps you don't feel like you're shining because you're the one holding yourself back. I mean, I'm raising my hand. We nitpick at ourselves, and then in that nitpicking of ourselves, sometimes it can translate to nitpicking of others, because it's like we don't want to do it to ourselves. So then we start doing it to other people, and it just becomes this, nothing ever seems good enough. What lies beneath? What lies beneath the surface? What do we not see? What's in the dark? What's in the shadow? So the giraffe spirit, see the big picture. So what we're not seeing is the bigger picture. We contain ourselves, right? We make our lives so small. Sometimes in processes when it's been a rough number of years. And in that butterfly transformation, in the cocoon, it's really raunchy and scratchy, and can feel a little bit crappy, and you feel like no one's seeing you. You're not seeing yourself. You feel like you're making all these moves, you're doing these little things. Nothing is adding up to anything. Sometimes you do see that you've changed, and then it's like, well, how do I integrate all of that now that that's happened? Sometimes it's just about slowing down. There is a whole, I'm seeing a blank canvas, and it's vast. It's like this vast, huge, like a Jackson Pollock sized canvas that anything can be created on, anything can be written on, you can do anything there. It's like being poised to jump into the void of it. But you're not seeing the bigger picture of your life, of how everything has really added up to this moment in time. And that all of it really has meant something. It's made you who you are. And that's the most important thing of all. And you're here. And whatever it was, really you survived it. And you're here. So allow yourself to see a whole new experience in front of you. What is that goal? What do you want this new era to be about? What's the way forward? What's the way forward? The whale spirit, awe. Trust the great mystery. So be okay with the unknown. Be okay with not knowing every little thing. Trust your heart. Trust that your heart knows. It knows the right time to leave, when to stay, when to not give up, when to fight, when to just release, when to surrender. So in this new, bigger picture, where you are looking to fly your freak flag high and just be your darn self, where things work out for you, you have to trust. You have to have faith that there is a greater connection to the mysteries of the universe, the cosmos, that you are connected to a higher self that believes in you. Let's do a layer with tarot. Thank you, animals. What's coming in? Okay, so it's the Magician. So what's coming in is everything you've ever learned, all your wisdom, all your knowledge, all your resources, all your external resources, all your internal resources, right? That's coming with you. You have what you need. Just because it doesn't look perfect or come out perfectly the first time, or you're taking everything that you know, but you're putting it into something new that is unfamiliar. So give yourself time to catch up. What are you letting go of in this full moon, according to tarot? What do you need to let go of as you start this journey? It is the Knight of Cups. So you're letting go of allowing your emotions to take over. Slow is good. A slow process is good, not rushing. But sometimes we can get really stuck in our emotions. It's letting go of that perfectionist part of yourself that keeps you stuck, where it emotionally keeps you stuck. What lies beneath the surface? What do you not see? What lies beneath? There's 3 that came out, so we will take them. So it's the 4 of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Star. So what lies beneath is wanting to hold on to your heart, not always wanting to reveal yourself emotionally because you might be afraid of getting it wrong and making a fool out of yourself or being judged by someone else or judging yourself in that respect. And you have to realize that you have your own boundaries. This is the place of really strengthening those boundaries. The Knight of Swords. What lies beneath is this critical overthinking, these old critical thought patterns that then get you stuck in a place, they get you emotional, you start grinding, you start sort of looping right in this vortex of past traumas, past stresses, projecting those things out to the future. Right? We don't want to do that because what's also lying beneath is great healing if you can just step out, step forward. Not be afraid, and not to be afraid to come out and say you made a mistake or you're just learning. And realizing that not everybody is going to take it personal. Not everyone's going to judge it. Some people are understanding. Some people want to help you. But you have to be vulnerable and let the magic of your own destiny come forward. What is the path forward? What's the way forward? So it's the Empress. So again, this place of creativity, being the creator. Right now, the ground is so fertile and ripe. It's like you've been planting seeds, right, for this entire time that Pluto has been in Capricorn. You've been planting these seeds for 15 years. And you've had growth spurts, and you've had accomplishments, and good things happen. But now it's time to create something new and go beyond, something that's going to up-level you, something that's going to, this is really your dream. To not just be a queen, but to be the Empress. To feel comfortable in all of your worlds, your personal life, your work life, your family life, the community around you, your friends, your relationship to abundance, and what you deserve for the hard work that you put into everything that you do. Having a strong, positive relationship with abundance that's not these old thought patterns on, I'm never lucky, other people get that, or I tried that in the past and it didn't happen, or everybody saw me fail at that and they're all looking at me. Well, screw them, they don't know. A lot of times people are dealing with their own stuff, and anything that's sort of critical or judgmental from certain people are coming from their own sense of what they feel they can't accomplish. It's easier to put it on someone else than to see it in themselves, or maybe they don't want to believe in taking risks. They don't believe in what they're poised next to do, what all of their life's journey has poised them to do. Maybe they're stuck in the status quo. They don't want to rock the boat. And everybody to their own, everybody to what is comfortable for them, but you want to get uncomfortable. You know, the Empress in the original tarot Rider-Waite deck, she's pregnant, she's so fertile. And pregnancy isn't always comfortable. Creating something isn't always comfortable when we go back to the butterfly transformation aspect to it. It's a very gnarly, experience. My cat just dumped all these tarot cards onto the floor. He wants to be here with you. He's supporting you in this time of your life. Nico. So what's the integration? What is the integration piece? How do we integrate this new era? Two flew out. What's the Five of Cups and the Nine of Cups? So the Nine of Cups is recognizing your sovereignty, your agency, your power of choice. That you already are the master of many things in your lives. You've got talent, skills, gifts that you're recognized for, right? You do want to go to the Empress. This is a level up. This card is great. This card is like flying through the cosmos. This card is like the dream, the goal. And it doesn't mean getting there in 2 seconds. Again, it's a new era, right? So what's coming in the years to come? What is the whole picture that you need to see? And that means, again, being the observer when it comes to old behaviors, old thought patterns that you'll repeat. And we all do it sometimes. I was doing it the other day, like something triggered me and it took me down this rabbit hole, but I was watching myself doing it. So the next time you're kind of spiraling down, I think, because we had the rabbit come up, right? Rabbit holes, right? Because it's so intricate. You go down into a rabbit hole and it becomes this maze, this underground maze. So it's like acknowledging that the maze is there, that underground matrix is there. We're all human, but being able to be the observer, to be able to know when you're going down there and what can you do to ground yourself in, come back into your body. I have meditations on this channel that I created to help you in these processes as we do these reflections and these tarot card readings and insights and things come up. I wanted you to also have something to be able to sit in your own process and reflect on and journal with. So check those out. That might be of help to you. That's what they're there for. So now let's do a round for, we're going to say love. It could be self-love. Apply it to self-love. Apply it to any relationship that comes up. Let this be what it wants to be. But who doesn't love a little bit of a love bite? That's what I call these, the love bites. So you could think of someone that you have questions on or your relationship on, someone that's new to you, someone that's not new to you. Let's just see what wants to come up in the relational field. All right, coming into this love and relationship, this full moon in Aries, this new era, leads the way 2 days later into Pluto going into Aquarius. So expansive, so cosmic. I love Aquarius. As I mentioned, my brother's in Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius moon. Aquarians, always they say, we're just aliens. And that's like the compliment. It's like the uniqueness. That's like, we're going into the era of it's okay to be unique. We're flying our freak flag. We're not shoving it in people's faces just because. We're just being ourselves. So, all right. So, love and relationship. Aries full moon, what are we coming in with? Okay, so the first card is the Hanged Man in reverse. So not being stuck in old perspectives around a person in your life, around your own expectations of love and relationship. As we get older, as we have more self-awareness, as we go through experiences in meeting people, in dating and having relationships and having them go well and not go well, things can change and evolve. And that is what this is about. It's not keeping yourself stuck in an old value system around what relationships should be and how that might be affecting someone that you're currently perhaps around or about to meet. Not being stuck on societal things. Something that really comes to mind is you're looking for partnership and life partnership, but it's okay not to get married. Maybe that's something where like, okay, I want to make sure that the person wants this exact contractual thing. And if that's what you do want, it's wonderful, but maybe your mind is changing around that. Maybe you're someone that always wanted to marry somebody who's never been married before and you're of a certain age and you're beginning to realize, okay, I need to open myself up. It's letting go of the limitations that you may have. Maybe they're disguised as these are my standards. This is what looks good. And what's coming to me is I always say the Instagram where it's like it looks good on the outside, but you don't know what's going on the inside of people's lives. So does it feel good to you? Does it feel good to you in your body? Do you feel good in the person's presence? Because they could be saying all the right things and saying every this and that, and yes, I want this, and yes, I want that. But if you're not feeling right, because people can say anything, and people can mean something, and then a couple weeks later or a couple months later change. But if we're listening to how we really feel within ourselves, Do I feel peaceful and calm in their presence? Do I feel uplifted? Do I feel inspired? Do I feel better? Or is there some stuff? And it can be mixed sometimes, right? So this is where the stuckness comes in. It can be a little of this and a little of that. Just remember that all relationships, sometimes, especially in the beginning, you don't know. It's this great mystery. You don't really quite know. And I think relationships at their best are always the great mystery, because you are an evolving person and they are an evolving person. And it's about being in that acceptance around that together. What are you letting go of in the love relationship department? The Queen of Swords. I think this partially it goes back to this limited thinking around just even your own self-worth for some of you. This is also, you're letting go of not standing up for yourself, not standing up for what you want, not standing up for what you believe in, not voicing yourself. I'm going to be I'm going to sound like a, no, you know what I mean? If you want a certain thing, say it. Don't feel like, well, I don't want to say that because I don't want to look desperate, or I don't want them to know that I'm thinking about them all the time, or I want to seem cool, I want to seem calm, I want to seem collected, but really inside you're like all over the place, so you're not really calm, cool, and collected. So, so just be yourself. Say what you need to say, because you're going to be better off and feel better in the end. If you don't say it, it's going to linger, and you wish you would have. People that speak up tend to get what they want. Or if you speak up and you don't get what you want, then you know it sooner, then you know it earlier, and you can make room, let go of what needs to let go of, so that you can make room for what you want, regardless of what goes back to sometimes certain things work in a relationship and certain things don't. And sometimes when there's so many good things, but that there's one thing, it just, you don't want to latch on to something hoping that someone's going to change or transform. You don't want to be overly willing to compromise on everything. Compromise, yes, of course. Reciprocity, absolutely a must. But not at the expense of your mental health. Again, how does it feel in your body? What lies beneath when it comes to love and relationships? What lies beneath? What lies beneath the surface? What's hidden that we need to know? Okay, it is the Page of Pentacles. What lies beneath is working a little bit too much. Relationships take work, but when it's soul-sucking, when it's sucking out all of your energy, not recognizing that all these experiences that you have are allowing you to be ready and work towards and step towards what it is you're looking for. What lies beneath is waiting for this here. Waiting, not settling for anything that isn't the feeling of home within. Right? To feel like you are home within when you are with this person. And what's the way forward? The way forward is the Ace of Cups. This is self-love. This is beautiful. Beautiful Ace of Cups. It's filling your own cup. It's taking care of yourself through the entire process and making sure that everybody around you, who is your lover, your friend, that they are people who are filling your cup up as well. The way forward is recognizing, again, that you don't want to settle. And with these lotus flowers, right, the lotus has to come up through the mud. So again, all these experiences, it's like, I'm not lucky in love, going all the way back to the beginning of this reading. I'm not lucky in love. Or comparing yourself, comparing and despairing, or just feeling hopeless. There is something waiting for you in this new era. There can be something new if you're willing to be your poised, beautiful self, to shine, to not worry about what other people think, to not accept judgment from other people, to not judge yourself so hardly, to be forgiving with yourself, compassionate with everything that you've been through. You've been through a lot, and you're here, and you made it, and you're right at the doorway, you're right at the gateway. Ace of Cups is a gateway card. It is the new portal. It is the new era of feeling emotionally fulfilled as opposed to emotionally drained. So that is some of what's coming up in this full moon. Thank you for taking this ride with me. I appreciate you, and I'm really happy that you are here today. I'm Kristen. This channel has meditations on it that I hope you'll check out as well. Please, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what resonated below. Let me know what other kind of readings that you would like. I would be honored if you resonated enough to join the community. It would mean the world to me. And that is it. I'm signing off, and I will see you on the next one. We all say bye.